You can. It's Vent. It's Ventusky, VENTUSKY.com. Feel free to go on and play with it. I have it on my website. It gives you all types of things. I might have shown this before, but maybe not. It gives you temperature, 2 meters above the ground, perceived temperature, precipitation, radar, clouds, wind speed, wind gust, air pressure, thunderstorms, humidity, waves, snow cover, air quality.
Let's
air
look
quality.
at thunderstorms.
There's thunderstorms right there.
Whoa.
Happening
Why
right
are
now.
they all in
Is
one
this a
spot?
live feed? Or?
Yeah, well it is, but it's trying to tell me it's 10 a.m. If I go back to 7 a.m., there you go. That's 7 a.m. today. All right. Now, if you look at radar, pretty cool.
Okay, so why do the thunderstorms all in the middle, but the radar?
Well, no, they were down here.
I know, but like, why were all the thunderstorms in one like row?
AM?
Yeah.
It must have to do
But
with
then-
it has to do with the pressure right now. I would assume high pressure, low pressures. I don't know. We're gonna move on here because I want to talk about air quality. So this is cool. All right, now. So what do you notice?
We are doing good.
Compared to
really
Everywhere
red spots
else.
in China.
where? Okay, so why do you think those areas are red?
Because they're
Because they've got
developing
smog
countries.
there?
And there's a lot of people, big cities there.
Yes.
Okay, basically all of India is red. That's where a lot of people are.
Why is there such a lot of
Parts
over
of
the
China
ocean?
near. So this is Mumbai right here. This is Shanghai. This is Lagos. That's part of Africa, obviously. Now this here, people aren't living in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah,
so what's
why is there
happening?
so much?
That's where all the garbage is. And
It's the
being
wind
pushed.
currents, right? So the reason I'm showing you this, and the biggest thing with this atmospheric pollution, is even though cities, towns, states, countries, continents can set all these rules, and you know, very we could have the most, I want to use the word stringent. That's not the word I'm looking for. We could have the best regulation on air pollution in the world, but we're not alone in the world. And the convection currents and air currents and wind currents, jet streams, they don't care where people live. It's the entire world is an air system. Does that make sense? So we could be getting pollution from somewhere else in the world. When there's those wildfires in Australia were affecting air quality in other places of the world. Volcanic eruptions affect air quality in other places of the world, not just where it happens, because you see these lines are constantly moving. So that's important to understand. I don't think we need to write that, but that's a concept here in the class, is that it's like a world global system. So even if our country says, you know, here's the limits on particulate matter or volatile organic compounds or carbon monoxide or whatever. Well, if India doesn't have those or Europe doesn't have, you know, we all have to work together. That's what the Paris Agreement was kind of a step in the right direction about, you know, for. Anyways, this is interesting. I thought this was interesting to show you, and it should make sense. You know, there's a lot of, and this over, I don't know if you noticed, but this is exactly the same as this.
No, really.
I don't know, but I don't know why they do that. I guess just to show continuity, I guess. Now this is showing PM 2.5.
What does that?
So PM is particulate matter. Let's talk about some sources of
CO2.
Well, yeah, we're gonna click on it. Yes, there's other things. So what? Give me primary pollutants. Methane could be. Yep. Carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide. Sulfur dioxide. Nitric oxide. NO2. It's, you know, I said N2O before, but I think I'll just admit I think I'm wrong on that. I think it's mostly NO and NO2. So NO and NO2. So NOx is how it's written. Anything else? What else is in coal?
Sulfur dioxide.
Yep, SO2. Mercury, arsenic, lead, those things. VOC, volatile organic compounds, those are hydrocarbons. Anything else? I'm going off the top of my head here.
Not that I can think of.
We just got them all. Yeah, we got them all. So particulate matter, this says PM 2.5. That means they're less than 2.5 micrometers, or micrometers, which is very small. They can get all the way through your respiratory tract, and that's bad news. So those are the worst. Very, very small, fine solids or liquids suspended in the air. Haze, smog, you can see the particles. That's particulate matter. Okay. The smaller that matter is, the more it can penetrate. Your nose and throat, your nose can block things out. Your ear, you have hairs in there. They block bigger particles. So there's another one called PM10. The EPA doesn't regulate PM10. So 10 or higher, your body filters that. It doesn't get into your lungs and your respiratory. Less than that, it starts to get more dangerous. So PM 2.5 is what you see right here. If we click on this here, we can go PM10. So there's more of that. There's more PM10. See that again? So there's PM10, here's PM 2.5. Right? So that makes sense. There's going to be less of the really small, harmful, which is a good thing. There's more of the larger ones.
How come New York City isn't
I guess the scale or what they're using here to show these colors, it just doesn't register.
What's going
Which
on
is a good
down
thing.
south?
Where's down south?
I mean here,
Yeah.
coal plants maybe.
It's just like a super light color, so barely any.
Yeah, but if New York City is nothing, and that's
New York City does not use a lot of fossil fuels, relatively speaking. It's still the Northeast. It does get hydro. It uses nuclear. I mean, it does, but it's not. So like some of the, like take Virginia for example. It's like all coal. And that actually, I wanted to show you guys again those energy flow charts. There's always so much I want to do. Anyways, that's something that could be on the test. They ask you explain. Why is there really no particulate matter, registering above New York City, but maybe above Virginia there is. So
CO2 there.
yeah, so here's NO2. So we got some up here in Moscow, in Europe. We got still around Shanghai, a little bit above in India here.
We got a haze over us.
Oh, you point out, look at that, 21 micrograms per meter squared. That's considered good. This is 0 over here. Over here, we got 8. That would be near the Great Lakes. Over here above Shanghai is 38. That's still considered good, I guess, 44. So that's NO2. SO2. So if it was cold down here, Liz, then that would be SO2, and that's very little. Maybe the scrubbers are taking that out. I don't know. I'm speculating. I don't. Sometimes, again, air currents push things places where it might not make sense. So there's SO2. So particulate matter by far much more significant than nitrogen oxide or nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide.
Why is CO2 not on the list?
Probably because it would be all over the place. Because it's naturally in the environment as well. I mean, they probably could just use
Measure
different shades.
harmful levels.
Yeah, and maybe it's just tougher to put on here. That's a good question. I don't know. Here's ozone. Now, ozone in the stratosphere is good. What does it do?
It blocks out UV.
Blocks UV rays and cosmic rays. Ozone in the troposphere, bad. That's because we're anthropogenic activities. When you put NO or NO2 in the air, where we live, troposphere, and sunlight hits it, it turns into ozone. So you don't want ozone down here. You want it up here in the stratosphere.
So what
This is bad ozone.
This is troposphere.
Yeah.
ozone.
Yeah. That's so right here where most of that pollution was. It makes some
So
sense.
only blue is good.
Blue is good. They're calling the yellow good as well.
Red equal bad.
Unhealthy for sensitive groups. 174 micrograms per meter squared. Right in that red area. So I think I told you in that workshop there was a guy that was there, a teacher who worked in Korea, and he was part of an international thing where he was going to teach there for like 3 years or something. And he said where he lived, forget where it was. That would be more helpful and we could look it up. But the air quality was so bad that there would be announcements and people would just have to wear masks all the time because the air quality was so bad. And some days it would be better, but he's like, everyone keeps the windows shut. They don't want air coming in. It's like hazy. So, part of it too is not just where all the people are in pollution, it's air currents, maybe they all kind of accumulate some places, right? And that's a problem as well. So there's O3. Dust is a problem. So there's a lot here near Africa. So dust, road dust, rock dust, you know, just think not dust like on keyboards here, but dust from sources outside. It can accumulate, and that's not good for pollution or the air as well. Carbon monoxide, which is incomplete combustion. So
It's everywhere.
it looks to be everywhere.
Awesome. Love it.
Perfect.
800 parts per billion V. Volume? Parts per billion? I don't know that unit. Yeah, parts per billion. What's the V? I don't know what the V is. But anyways, yeah, some of these areas, you know, again, near India. India is in rough shape with the air quality. You can see that. Yeah. With almost anything we show there. You know, so, you know, right here where we live, ish, you know, we'll say it's 170. Over here it's, you know, 1400.
Oh my god.
So, and you can't smell it. You don't know it's there.
So is that much?
So it's
Going
that's
down.
yeah. I mean that's bad. I mean that's crazy,
So
right?
just
Think about
walking
it.
outside, you're
I guess. I mean, we got to take everything into consideration. This is just another tool, data. It might not be perfect, but the gist of it is those areas really need some help with air pollution.
I wonder how much in parts per billion V was in your basement.
Yeah. Oh, they told me it was 20 or 30. 30 it went up. No, wait, it might have been 90. I want to say 90.
No, I'm talking about
Sure,
in
was
that
it?
unit.
Oh, that unit. I don't know. The
'Cause-
unit on the reader was, I think, parts per billion. It was 90, but I don't know what the V. Anyways, so you know that I'm almost out of my time here today. But I mean, we talked about a decent amount there. So as far as pollution, it isn't just carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide. You seem to remember those. That's good. Particulate matter is a big one. Okay, when you burn fossil fuels, you can get particulate matter. When you burn manure, you can get particulate matter. Fires, particulate matter. Volcanoes, particulate matter. So we are going to take notes on this. But I really wanted to show this because I just thought it was pretty cool. The other thing I want to show you quick before I'll take questions on the is air quality index is something you should just be aware of that exists. And you can look it up. So it's an index for reporting daily air quality. It tells you how clean or polluted your air is, and the health effects that might concern. So if I put in burn 12023, good.
Yeah.
Health message none.
Now we
Ozone, it's a 31 particles. PM 2.5, 43. So we're in the green. If we were in the red, that would be somewhere between 151 and 200. I'm trying to get the unit on that, what that means. But there you go. Look at the northeast. Maybe a little yellow here between Albany and Boston. Wherever that is, that's moderate. Okay. Let's type in.
India.
I can't. It looks like it's just like state, like the United States here. Let's go to California.
I like Los Angeles.
That's what I mean. I'm trying to see if we can.
Las Vegas.
Right, it was in code.
All right. So no one's in red.
Wait, what are those little
Imperial Valley is yellow.
brown spots?
Um,
Natural.
Mountains,
Those are national parks.
San Francisco's okay. Los Angeles is yellow, moderate. So, anyways. Oh, so look at that. Most of the country is green. Some areas are yellow. That's a good thing. Hawaii, Puerto Rico look fine. Canada air quality. No?
Okay, Canada's only over there.
Where, over here? Here? Wait,
I
what?
thought Canada was like from this.
It
coast
goes way over
all
here.
the way to Alaska.
Right here. It does. They're not showing all of it.
Oh,
Oh, that's central Canada. Eastern Canada. Oh wait, that should be eastern. Let's go to western.
Oh, they broke up in a park.
There's western Canada. Eastern.
I know. I get
Central.
flack for it all the time.
Alright, anyways, just some information for you. That air quality, you can look that stuff up every day. All right, take out your energy audits. Oh, stop that.